eyes look crazy. I think it's just the lighting. And my eye might be a little bit red because I got shampoo in it in the shower. But yeah, so we're trying to figure out our posting schedule. Maddie's back to school and I went back to work recently. So we're just trying to get settled into our routines. But I posted a video on Saturday. What even was that video? Oh, showing my Minecraft world, that's right. But I was very inspired to post today. And if you hear purring, this is my kitten Peach. She's my little baby. But yeah, I was feeling really inspired to post today because a new episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty came out, and it was the best episode of the entire season, and I want to talk about it. So, let me try to remember where we start off. The last episode, which was episode 7, was like the bachelor and bachelorette parties. Belly's like feeling herself at the club, making a fan cam of Conrad, and then she like freaks out and she's in the bathroom with Taylor, and Taylor's like, "You're gonna have your dream wedding," and Belly's like, "No, it's not my dream wedding. I never imagined a wedding. I only ever pictured Conrad." And Taylor's like, and let me just say, I'm not a big fan of Taylor. She gets on my nerves because, like, what do you mean your best friend is in the bathroom confessing that she is in love with her ex, who is still a really big part of her life and will be in her life forever if she marries his brother? And you're just like, sorry girl, you gotta just like keep going with this wedding. Like, what do you mean? What do you actually mean? And Taylor just gets on my nerves. A lot of the stuff with like Steven and Denise, I didn't really care about that much, honestly, until this episode 8. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this. They're cute. I just, like, I don't care for Steven and Taylor because I don't really care for Taylor. They started off this season both being cheaters. She had a boyfriend, I think his name was Davis. Did we ever meet him? I don't even remember. And he had a girlfriend that I don't think we ever met. And they were both cheating on their significant others with each other. And I'm like, okay, why was this necessary? And then, they're like, okay, yeah, this isn't gonna work out. Whatever. He's like feeling Denise. They're like feeling each other. And I'm like, okay, yes, there's this chemistry, there's this tension. And then they kiss. What were they? Oh yeah, after the rehearsal. I'm gonna go back. I'm just like focusing on Steven and Denise right now. They kiss after the rehearsal dinner when they get ice cream. And then they're like, feel anything? And she's like, no. And he's like, yeah, me neither. And I'm like, what? There was so much there. And it's just obvious that they are just gonna make Taylor and Steven end up together. Although, I don't know, do they end up together in the book? I don't remember. I know in the book, Denise and Jeremiah end up together, which I just don't see happening here because what? I don't think it would make sense. I wasn't happy. I was like devastated because they're on the beach. He confesses his love to her, and she's like, it never meant anything. We were in high school, blah, 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 whatever. And, he's mad because he found out that Jeremiah cheated on her in Cabo. And she's like, yeah, I already knew. And he was like, what do you mean? Why are you still marrying him? Your wedding's at the country club. Like, what are you doing? And she's like, I just want to be with Jeremiah. Okay, whatever, girl. And that was like so sad because then he's left on the beach and he's like brokenhearted. So then we wake up, episode 8, Belly wakes up, and it is the day before the wedding. And she wakes up in bed, full face of makeup, still in her outfit from the night before. And Jeremiah left her like a voice message like, love you, I'm on the boat, I'm hungover, this was a horrible idea to do this, I'm stuck here, wish I could see you, love you, bye, whatever, something like that. And Billy's like, love you too. And then she goes downstairs, and lo and behold, when she's in the kitchen, Conrad shows up. And she's like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be fishing with the guys. And he was like, didn't really feel like being on a boat with my brother right now. And he's like, about last night, let's just pretend it never happened. And she was like, no, we can't do that. Like, what are you talking about? We dated for a couple months when I was in high school, and you're still stuck on that. Come on, girl, come on. And he's like, yeah, I am. And she said, well, did I say that? He said he was drunk. He's like, I was drunk. And she's like, you weren't drunk. And he was like, I'm just trying to give you an out, and I'm trying to keep some of my pride, and you're not letting me. And she said, you're being so heartless. And he was like, girl, you're the one being heartless. And he said, you broke my heart. Oh my god, I just love Conrad, and this season has been so horrible for him. Honestly, the whole show has been horrible for him. Like, I just have such a special place for him in my heart. I love him so much, and I just feel so, I just want him to be happy. I also miss Agnes. Like, I know it wouldn't have made sense for her to be in Cousins, but like, I feel like she was such a good support for him in California. I know that some people don't like her, but there's something romantic there between her and Conrad. They even like touched on that like she had a crush on him, and he was like, nah, girl. But she was such like a good support for him, but she kept it real. Like, when he got fired, she was like, I mean, yeah, you really messed that up. But whoops, sorry, I'm trying to save something. Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to save that for later too. Okay. But yeah, I just felt so bad for him. And then like he walks away, and she's like, bro. And like part of me feels for Belly because I feel like she feels kind of trapped with Jeremiah, and she's so like obsessed with Cousins and the summer house and Susanna that she thinks that if she's not with either Conrad, because at this point obviously she has been more than friends with both of the brothers, so like she feels like she can't go back to how it used to be, to just being like a big family, like our family and the Fishers. Like, she doesn't think I can go back to that, so she thinks she has to be with one of the brothers in order to have access to the summer house, which is like her childhood, all of these amazing memories, her whole life. she's so insufferable when she's with Jeremiah. But I think it's because she wants to like prove to everyone that like I love him so much. He's my person. And I don't buy it. But so then they're like, it's the rehearsal dinner. And she keeps trying to catch Jeremiah because for some reason, and like, I don't know, maybe I'm not as good of a person as Belly is, but I think the other people in the show thought she was being ridiculous. She was like, I need to tell Jeremiah what Conrad told me. Can I be honest? I would not tell Jeremiah that Conrad confessed his love to me unless like I also like what do you expect him to do with that? Why does he need to know? I don't understand that. I'll get more into that when it happens. So then they do the rehearsal dinner. They have the rehearsal dinner. It's awkward with Conrad because he's like, I'm not gonna pretend for you anymore. He tells Belly that. And he doesn't. He's like, just sitting at the table like and then that's everybody goes out for ice cream and Jeremiah's like, Conrad, come on, and Conrad's like, I'm really beat. And Jeremiah's like, really? You dipped early on the bachelor party, you didn't come fishing, and now you're not gonna come get ice cream. And he's like, I thought you were supposed to be the best man. And Conrad went, go best man. Go best man. Because Steven is also the best man. Stop, he cracks me up. And Jeremiah's like, okay, Grandpa, go rest your old bones or something. And they leave. And then like Conrad talks to Laurel and he's like, this is really hard, like I'm so in love with her, blah blah blah, I'm gonna go to bed, bye. Then Belly's like having this turmoil and she goes swimming and she's like, okay, I have to talk to Jeremiah. So she goes in Jeremiah's room and she's like, Conrad told me that he loves me. And Jeremiah's like, what the fuck? Why are you telling me this? I knew that he felt this way. So is that it? Is this your, like, you went out? And she was like, no, you deserve to know. What? Why does he need to know? I don't think, and she's like, there's this secret between us, we promise no secrets, whatever. And I'm like, next morning and he's gone. Oh, it's their wedding day. She can't find Jeremiah. Nobody can find him. Nobody's seen him. And she's like, oh my God, what is going on? So then they're like, okay, well, you just have to go to the country club. You have to start getting ready for the wedding, girl. And Steven goes to Conrad and he's like, bruh. Oh, because Belly told Steven about like the love confession, whatever. And Steven's like, what did you really think that this was all gonna work out? Also, something happened with Taylor and Conrad where Taylor said the same thing. Like, you thought she was gonna run into the sunset with you. And Conrad was like, well, damn. Yeah, I did, obviously. And he like basically says the same thing to Steven. And Steven's like, everybody's mad at him. Which, like, I don't know, I guess I can kind of understand. But me, I'm like such a Conrad apologist that I'm like, he's perfect, leave him alone. You don't understand what he's going through. And like why he stayed away. And he says to Steven, like, this is why I stayed away. Like, this is why. And so Steven's like, go be the man that we thought you were. Like the good person that we thought you were. And go find your brother. So Conrad goes and finds Jeremiah. I think he was like at Susanna's grave. Like, they don't show the grave, I don't think, but like, I think that's where he was. And Jeremiah's like, I don't want to see you. And Conrad's like, don't do this to Belly. Like, don't leave her on your wedding day. Like, she's waiting for you. And then they're like fighting. And I can't remember what they said. Like, Jeremiah said something like, I've always loved her more, or something like that. Conrad's like, well, I know about Cabo. And like, do you really love her more? I know about Cabo. And then Jeremiah punches him in the face. And then he also like punches him while he's down. So then he's like on the ground. And Conrad's like, here's a letter from her mom, by the way, that Laurel gave to him to give to Jeremiah. And Jeremiah opens it and he has this horrible crying face that is so bad. And he's like, this is for you. And he gives it to Conrad and Conrad's like, oops. He's not the one that switched it. The letters just accidentally got switched in the envelopes. He truly thought it was for Jeremiah. I didn't want you to think that. In case you didn't watch it, like, Conrad is not malicious. So then Jeremiah ends up going back to the country club, and Belly like goes off on Taylor and is like, oh yeah, okay, I wanted to circle back to this. Taylor, like, I've never been a fan of her. This whole time she's like, Jeremiah, you need to stay with Jeremiah, just like push through it, whatever. Did she ever say that? Probably not, but she's like telling her, you need to marry Jeremiah. This is what you want. So then she's like getting ready and Taylor's like, I don't think you should do this. Like, I don't think this is what you really want. I don't think you really want to be with Jeremiah. Like, I just don't think you should go through with this. Why did you wait until she's here? She's at the venue. She's getting ready to go get married. And now you're telling her she shouldn't go through with it. She had her like doubts before this. You supported her from the start when it was a horrible idea. Yeah, like, I don't know, you could say she was being a good friend, but a good friend would keep it real with her from the start. And on that night at the Bachelorette, when she was having her doubts, she should have been like, oh girl, maybe we shouldn't do this. But then, so she tells Taylor that she's selfish, she only cares about herself, whatever. And Steven's like, don't talk to her that way. And then they leave. So then Jeremiah shows up. And she's like, oh my gosh, you're here. And Jeremiah is like, yeah, Belly, I don't think I can do this. And he's like, you haven't opened your letter yet. And she said, no, not yet. And he said, well, I opened mine, except it was for Conrad. said something about Conrad. She said, like, oh, you disappeared or whatever. And he was like, oh yeah, okay. Belly's like, well, aren't we gonna talk about this? Like, you've been gone all day. I've been looking for you. You just disappeared. And he said, all that matters is that I came back. I always come back. Conrad is the one that always leaves. And Belly, like, kind of makes, like, a face. And he's like, oh my god, I can't even say his name without you making that face. And then he's like, tell me right now, like, look me in the eye and tell me that you don't love him anymore. And she was like, I love you. And he was like, girl, that's not what I asked. I told you to tell me that you don't love him. And she was like, and she told him, like, a part of me will always love him, yada 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 yada. And he was like, I can't do this, but I love you so much. And her inner monologue is like, I know that if I asked him to, he would still marry me, but like, I can't do that to him. He also reveals to her in this like conversation slash like kind of low-key argument that they're having that he knew that her and Conrad spent Christmas together in the summer house. And she was like, why didn't you tell me that you knew? Like, nothing ever happened. And he was like, I know nothing happened. I was just waiting for you to tell me. I found out before spring break. And she was like, so that's why you picked a fight with me before spring break? And he said, yeah. So I want to read this really quick. Jeremiah found out about Christmas, and instead of talking to Belly about it, he went and picked a fight with her, left for Cabo, and cheated on her twice to even a score that didn't even exist. Oh my god, it makes me so mad. He's literally a child. But then he's like, he, well, I've lost my train of thought because I just saw something else. Oh, so they like are like, okay, we're not gonna go through with the wedding. They leave. Belly is packing her bags, and we see her at the airport. And then she also like makes a phone call, and then she like gets tickets to Paris. And so like I think she's using like the are they like like gift cards that Laurel gave to her for like the honeymoon. And Billy's waiting in line, and she looks over and she sees Conrad. And sorry, I like keep reading things because I like don't want to forget things, and I knew that I forgot some stuff, but this is like she sees Conrad sitting, and she looks at him, and it looks like she starts walking towards him. Okay, like I am so excited for this, you have no idea. Yeah. So that is where it ended. I cannot wait for next week because I think we're gonna be happy. I wanna show this scene where Conrad goes, like when Billy's getting ready and he's like basically saying, oh hello, goodbye to her. I feel like that was like the best acting of the entire season. Like it was so good. season 2 of My Life with the Walter Boys. I'm almost 24 years old, guys, but like, these teen shows just, they have me hooked in. But My Life with the Walter Boys season 2 comes out tomorrow. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that or whatever. But yeah, this was by far the best episode of this season. The first, like, 4 episodes. I can't remember which one was from Conrad's point of view. But the first several of this season were so painful for me. I really just don't like Jeremiah. But yeah, I am really excited for the rest of the season. So yeah, that's all for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you soon.